the extreme heat is no joke for people or pets. I mean, it has been wildly hot this summer, and today it's going to be hot again.
Yeah, and you know, Danielle, I've been in town a long time. I haven't heard about a dog dying on the trail like this. So obviously there is a big warning out here to learn from what happened yesterday.
It is, and unfortunately that other dog who was involved in it yesterday, according to the Arizona Humane Society, says things are not looking good, unfortunately. So yes, those dogs were definitely not in a good situation yesterday. So we're talking to Doug here. He is with Dr. Kelly's surgical unit, and the heat in animals, just like us humans, I mean, it is extremely dangerous.
It's, you know, in Arizona it gets pretty toasty out there very fast, and dogs, they don't dissipate heat the same way that we do. Through their paws, with their panting is kind of it. So if they're not prepared for the heat, and most dogs aren't, certainly not in the afternoon, there's some definitely things you should be taking into account.
And some simple things that people might not even think about. You were talking about it today here this morning, sunscreen for your pets.
Right. You know, this wouldn't help them when they're going outside on the hot trail, but if they're at home, they like to lay in the sun, they have fair skin like Romy does here on the nose or on the belly where they like to lay in, having a dog or animal safe sunscreen is important. Something to keep in mind is that not all sunscreens are for pets, like the zinc oxides and things that we might put on our skin are poisonous for dogs. So you definitely want to be careful when you go on Amazon or Target to get your sunscreen that it is appropriate for dogs.
In this portable water bowl, obviously very important.
Correct. Water, hydration, even at the house, outside, in the house, or even on the trail is paramount. They need a lot more water than they think they do. If you're at home, it's hot outside, they go outside, you should have fresh water outside, replenished every day, fresh water inside. If you're going to do the trail, if you're going to go outside on the heat, early morning at the very least, and to get a gauge for if the asphalt is actually the right temperature for your dog, without taking your shoe off and putting your foot on the ground, you can take the back of your hand, put it on the asphalt, and if you can't hold it there for 6 or 7 seconds, it's the wrong temperature for your dog.
In terms of the dogs, what are some of the warning signs? You know, if you do have your dog outside, you're on a walk, what are some of those heat exhaustion signs that you could look for? Yeah,
you know, the easiest one is over panting. You know, they clearly pant when they're just on trail, but if they're doing more than usual, foaming at the mouth, where they're having a hard time hydrating, they basically lateral, they fall down, don't really want to move any further. You can look at their gums, which are normally like ours, shiny and moist. If you lift up their gum line and it's dry and tacky, they are dehydrated.
Yesterday's temperatures, obviously, too extreme.
Yeah. I do not walk my dogs past 7 in the morning. There's probably a range in there for safety depending on how acclimated your dog is. The longer hair they have, the earlier you go, and probably the shorter walks you should do outside. But anything in the afternoon, it's just not wise. And
also at night, possibly would be a good option?
I think making sure that you go at night when there's less sun beaming on them, where the temperature is lower, but it's be 100 degrees at 8 o'clock at night. So you just want to be careful and cognizant and not go too far and not have enough water, or decide you want to go on a run that you not typically have gone on before, and you take your dog with you and don't realize your pup is not as in shape as well.
And in terms of the sunscreen, which I said was very fascinating, I kind of never really even thought about that, but even like your dog, her pretty little nose right there, it's very sensitive, and you could even put it on their nose.
Yeah, sure can. So they make a nose cream or a little bit of paste that you can buy, rub it right on their nose, that's what's recommended. The tips of their ears can also be pretty fair with hair, and their underbelly, even in between their paws. If your dog likes to spend a lot of time outside, it's not necessarily wrong as long as they're not overexerting themselves and they have fresh water available. But to protect them from the cancerous carcinomas that they might get, sunscreen is a great option.
And they can sunburn.
They absolutely can, yes. And they can get bright red, it can start to flake or get sore, same as us.
Awesome. Doug, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Yes, so great information there to keep those pups safe in our extreme temperatures.
He's
Guys,
so
we'll send it back to you.
Sweet, Danielle.
Yeah.
Oh, that little guy.
Do not go hiking with your dogs in this crazy weather we have.
It's not worth it.
Thank you, Danielle.